Good morning. Happy Sunday. We are continuing the Unplayed series finally. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm finally, I think, feeling well enough to continue and try to do new things. This game is a visual novel otome called Cinderella Phenomenon. It is free on the Steam store, but it has surprisingly high reviews for being free, including many reviews that say, I can't believe this game is free. So, seems like it bodes fairly well. I think I probably got it during a Steam Visual Novel Showcase sale, I think this year. But, yeah, I guess we'll jump into it. I have played a Renpai visual novel before, so I'm going to skip the tutorial. I've played exactly one. There was a game called Karawa Shoujo that I 100%ed. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were two crystals. One was the crystallum Lucius, protected by the ruler of the fairies. The other was the crystallum Tenebrarum, which was watched over by the high leader of the witches. The Lucius was sustained by love, happiness, and joy. The Tenebrarum by fear, anger, and hatred. The fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. They regulated the power of the crystals in order to maintain balance between darkness and light. For there can be no joy without sadness, no courage without fear. The kingdom was at peace for a time. Then one day, a traveling bard decided to write stories, tales of the magic and wonders of the kingdom. He named these stories fairy tales. In fairy tales, the light always emerged victorious, and true love was a usual reward. The fairy tales spread further than could have been predicted. The humans of the kingdom began to believe that fairy tales were true, and that the magic of the witches was inherently wicked and cruel. The witches became hated and feared. Oh no, burning at the stake? Eventually they were hunted like animals. The witch hunt. The high leader of the witches, in all of her anger, created the fairy tale curse. You think we are wicked? So be it. Just as you have taken our happily ever afters, we shall take yours. The witches used the fairy tale curse to attack humans indiscriminately, ultimately throwing the kingdom into chaos and darkness. The ruler of the fairies, the Lucius Bearer, sought to regain peace. But the witches were blinded by their hatred for humans, who were responsible for the witch genocide. A terrible war, the Great War, began. Eventually, the Tenebrarum Bearer, the high leader of the witches, was finally defeated. The Tenebrarum was lost, peace was restored, and the light once again triumphed. But darkness can never fully disappear. It waits in the shadows, patient for when its time will inevitably return. Contract, sign here, Luchette. Oh no, maybe I should have done the tutorial. Oh, I might just have to press enter. There we go. Prologue, the Princess. My name is Luchette Riella Britton, daughter of King Gennaro Britton III. I am the crown princess of the kingdom of Angiel. At least that was who I used to be. But that was before yesterday, when I became a victim of the infamous fairy tale curse. Everyone has forgotten my birthright. Now I am nothing more than a lowly peasant. I feel like I'm stuck in a nightmare. But no, this is my reality now. I still have no idea what I must do to break the curse. Oh, that sucks. At least give me true love's kiss or something to pursue. I close my eyes and remember that day. It had started out like any other day. Have you heard? Another person was cursed. I am on my way to the dining hall for breakfast when I stop and listen to the sound of hushed voices. There are two maids standing next to each other with brooms in hand, who are so unimportant they don't get eyes. These two are slacking off again. That's terrible. What fairy tale curse was it? They say it was Pinocchio. Pinocchio, the fairy tale with the lying boy whose nose grows longer? That's awful. You know, more and more people have been getting cursed lately. You think those wicked witches are up to something again? I thought the fairy tale curses would stop after who was defeated. You two were hired to work, not talk. We're sorry, Your Highness. As can only be expected from the likes of them. I seem like a little bit of a bitch. Another fairy tale curse. Fairy tale curse started spreading even before the Great War began. I do not have much interest in its effects, even now. After all, most humans probably deserve to get cursed. The victims are weak. Oh, I am a bitch. Scrooge. Angel would be better off without the dead weight. If it were up to Mother, the cursed would have been banished from Angel the instant they fell prey to it. But Mother is not here anymore, and she will not come back ever. Princess, the King and Queen are waiting in the dining hall. I'm on my way. The King, Ophelia, and Rod are all present in the dining hall. No one is conspicuously missing, but I ignore their absence. Good morning, Luchette. Good morning, Your Majesty. Good morning, Luchette. Luchette? Ophelia. I wonder if that's my stepmother. Ophelia Woodensov. Every day I wonder why my father, the king, married a lowly baker. It is my stepmother. She could never be a true queen, for she pales in comparison to Mother. I take my seat next to the king and then look up at the person sitting opposite me. Rod Benedict Woodensov, my stepbrother, is bored and quiet as usual. He is 2 years my junior and is the younger of Ophelia's children. He is mute and uses a plush bunny to voice his thoughts. It was apparently given to him by a fairy. He minds his own business and is easy to deal with, but his older sister... My eyes go to the empty seat beside him. She is probably the most infuriating person I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was reading and forgot the time. And here she is. Good morning, dear father, mother. Good morning, Rod. And good morning to you too, Luchette. It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? Emmeline? Gonna go with Emmeline. Emmeline Woodensov, Rod's elder sister and my stepsister. She acts as if we are blood, as if she too were born a princess. Oh, I'm such a jerk. As if she could be crowned princess, perhaps steal my place. I will never let that happen. Now that everyone is here, let us begin. Butlers glide inside with silver trays to carefully serve us breakfast. So, Emmeline, you were reading the fairy tale books that the king brought you? Oh yes, there are so many, and they are all so wonderful. Thank you so much, Father. I'm happy that you like them. I love them. It is so strange the library didn't have any of them to begin with. That is because Mother hated them. She had all the books burned. But why? They are such charming stories. Fairy tales mislead humans into believing they can have things they do not deserve. Fame, riches, love, happily ever afters. And when their wishes do not come to fruition exactly as they want them to, the humans blame the witches for granting them in the first place. What are you implying about the witches, Luchette? The atmosphere shifts, the air in the room growing heavy. I continue to eat. Perhaps witches are not responsible for the evil in this world. Perhaps humans are the cause of their own downfall. Have you any idea what you're talking about, child? Witches have caused nothing but pain and suffering to this kingdom. Even now, they still spread the fairy tale curse to our innocent subjects. The truth is, I know very little about the time the witches had free reign over Angiel. I was very young then, and Mother forbade me to leave the palace, sometimes even my room. I know nothing of the people's supposed pain and suffering. Mother kept me away from everyone, so I cannot bring myself to care. How do you know the cursed are innocent? Our people have been toiling day and night to rebuild Angiel after the Great War. Our people are the kingdom's foundation, and I am endlessly grateful for their determination and resolve. Every day I wonder what your mother taught you about. Leave Mother out of this. Dear, please. Not breakfast conversation. Luchette, darling, your father didn't mean to. I am not one of your children, Ophelia. I do not need your sympathy. Luchette, you will show your mother respect. She is not my mother. I set down my fork and knife and stand up. I am done, excuse me. My father and I have never got on, but our relationship has significantly worsened since he married the baker. My father, the king, it has been 17 years, and I have never felt any love for him. Jeez. Oh, from him. He treats Emmeline and Rod, who only entered our life 1 year ago, like his own children. Better than he has ever treated me. This has been my life ever since Mother passed away 4 years ago. Seems like she's being a dramatic teenager. Mother was the only one that was there for me when no one else was. If it wasn't for the accident during the Great War, she would still be here. Why the sour face so early in the morning, Princess? Romantic option. Probably. Let me guess, it's the king, the queen, or Princess Emmeline. Or is it all of them? I ignore his question. Fritz, what are you doing here so early? I'm running some errands for my father. Fitzgerald? Fritz isn't good enough, it's Fitzgerald. Hang on a second. Still recovering, have to clear out periodically. Fitzgerald Aidan Leverton, son of the highest knight of the Order of Caldera. His father, Sir Alcaster, has served the royal family for many years. Sir Alcaster is one of the king's most trusted advisors. 3 years ago, Fritz was assigned the honor of becoming my personal knight. His presence is the only company I can tolerate nowadays. You should wait in the throne room then. Thank you. Princess? Yes. You know, I haven't seen you smile once since I met you. Why is that of any importance? Still, I do hope to see you smile one day, Princess. You don't tell a woman to smile, Fritz. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'll see you at 10. 10? Don't tell me you've forgotten. Forgotten what? You're going to town today, remember? I deflate as the realization dawns upon me. It had been 2 days since the king issued the order. Luchette, I would like you to accompany Emmeline on one of her town outings. Surely you could send maids with her instead. I would not have requested you to accompany her if I was going to send her with the maids. I want you to make an effort to get along with your sister. Step-sister. She is your sister, and you will treat her and Rod as if they were of your blood. 2 days from now, you are going to accompany Emmeline outside. It has been 4 years since you last left the palace. Ever since then, you've locked yourself away. You barely leave your room. Angiel was in the grip of war back then, but now the kingdom is safe and back to its former glory. I want you to see how beautiful Angiel really is. Luchette, a princess must know her kingdom. Go with Emmeline. She will show you the town that you only ever see through your windows. Is that an order? If it needs to be. Are we clear? Luchette? Understood. The last time I left the palace was 4 years ago, when the king took me with him to check on people after the Great War had ended. I shake my head, removing myself from the memory. I am safe here. Princess, are you alright? It won't be that bad. The townsfolk are good people. How can you be so sure? Times have changed. People change. That is precisely the problem. Mother never changed. Mother loved me until the end. Sometimes change is for the better, Princess. I think you'll see that today. If you'll excuse me, I shall see you later. Is the music too loud? It doesn't seem like it's too loud, looking at the balance of the audio. Delora, do you think witches are capable of bringing back the dead? I wish you could talk to me, you and the others. I guess this is her doll. My dolls are my only friends. They are the only ones I can trust. Unlike humans, they will never betray me. Boy, she has a dark outlook. They will never hurt me. They will always be there for me. The moment I saw Delora, I knew she was special. She was different, so elegant and realistic, it was almost as if she were breathing. She was a gift from the king on my 17th birthday. I only started receiving dolls from him when Mother passed away. Mother does not believe in birthday celebrations. But every year at midnight, a letter would appear under my door. It would contain instructions leading me through the palace on an adventure to a room filled with gifts, cakes, and sweets. A child's dream. I'd been fascinated by the dolls, which had always held a little greeting card. A card with words "I love you" on it, signed by M. The card would tell me to keep those celebrations as a special secret, but I didn't need to be told that. Mother always found a way to show me that she still cared, in her own way. The secret celebrations had stopped as soon as she disappeared. Yes? Excuse me, Your Highness, the king has requested your presence. This better not be another lecture. Tell him I'm on my way. I'll see you later, Delora. Oh, good morning, Your Highness. Sir Mithros. Sir Mithros, the royal advisor. Father trusts him a great deal, just as he does Sir Alacaster. Every day you look more and more like your mother. I sometimes find Sir Mithros talking to Mother's portrait when he thinks no one is looking. He must have admired her a lot, but I can't bring myself to think highly of him. There's something about him that puts me on edge. Jafar syndrome? Are you on your way to see the king? I shall not keep you then. Until our next meeting, dear princess. Your Majesty? Luchette, are you ready? You will enjoy this, Luchette. I have heard the toy shop has lovely dolls. This will be good for you. You will get to know your sister better, and you will be able to interact with and learn about the people of Angiel, about our subjects. I will not learn anything I do not already know. Why do you always believe the people around you are incapable of good? Because I have seen how quickly people will betray and manipulate each other to get what they want. Mother warned me about human nature. You not see clearly, Luchette. If you'd only open your eyes, you would be able to see how good people really are. I believe I am already quite capable of seeing the true nature of people. After all, I have seen there is no good in you. Luchette, where were you when I needed you 4 years ago? Where have you been since? Back then I had been overflowing with grief and pain. I had just lost Mother, my entire world. I had hoped that maybe then he would have shown me love and compassion, even just a hug to let me know someone was there. It had been a childish hope. I had been left alone. He was probably grieving too. I did not see him for months. I barely even heard his voice. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. This is what you have taught me, Your Majesty. I know that I've hurt you. I know there's nothing I can do to atone for what I did. But please, Ophelia and her children are not a part of that. They do not deserve to be hated. In the end, they still matter more to him than I ever did. Luchette, enough. I've already said I will go. Everyone is waiting outside. I shudder at the thought of leaving the palace after so many years. She's like agoraphobic. Luchette, it'll be okay. How can you be so sure? Thank you for agreeing to accompany Emmeline. I would not disobey an order from the king. Excuse me. Hello, how can I help? Viorica! None of these people have normal names. Viorica! Emmeline, Princess Emmeline, how good to see you. I trail Emmeline, ignoring as she embraces her friend. I glance around the small shop. The dolls displayed are nowhere near the quality of the ones in my room. I cannot understand why Emmeline insisted she buy her gifts for her friends here. I cannot believe I am outside the palace. There's no need to be so tense, Princess. I would never let anything happen to you. Your only job is to relax and enjoy yourself. You ask the impossible of me. There's no need to be formal, Viorica. I'm still the same as I was. Oh yes, Rod's come along as well. Happy New Year, Blue Crucial. I hope that you are doing well. It's been a while, Viorica. It's good to see you again too, Rod. And I must introduce you to Her Highness the Crown Prince Luchette. The look on Viorica's face as she takes a step back from me is all too familiar. Fear. My apologies for being so rude, Your Highness. Good morning. Aha! And this is Sir Fitzgerald, Sir Alcaster's son. It is a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Oh, you're Sir Fitzgerald? You really are as handsome as Emmeline described in her letters. I'm sorry? Please don't mind her, Sir Fitzgerald. I'm sorry, Emmeline. Right. Ahahaha. So, what brings you all the way here? Oh, I'm here to get some toys, gifts for new friends. Toys from here? Are you sure? Of course I am. I cross my arms. I would prefer we finish this errand as quickly as possible. I'm really excited for me to get cursed so that I can be put in my place because I'm such a jerk. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, Your Highness. I'm Luchette. Princess? I can barely breathe in here. I just want to go back to the palace. Good morning. Up until this point, I'd always considered Mother to be the fairest beauty in the land. The lady that walks in proves me wrong. Her beauty is mesmerizing and clearly without peer. Everyone in the shop is openly staring. Oh god. Oh, you're early today, ma'am. I have some important errands to run later today. Are the items ready now? Oh, of course. Let me go and fetch them for you. I'll just be one moment, Emmeline. Why is she smiling at me? Here you are, ma'am. Thank you. Was that gay panic? Can you romance women in this? I don't know anything about this game. Ah, that lady was beautiful. Right? Any girl standing next to her becomes hopelessly ugly by comparison. Who is she? She's new around town. Some say she's a fairy. A fairy? Fairies had saved Angiel from the witches 4 years ago. Everyone considered them our saviors. And yet the fairies are still unable to stop the fairy tale curse from spreading. Here you go. Thanks so much. No, thank you, Viorica. I hope to drop by again soon. Good, I'll look forward to seeing you again. I hope to see you soon again. I hope to see you again soon as well, Rod. Likewise. Leaving the palace was a bad idea. While I'm out, I'm the center of attention. Some townsfolk point and stare at me. Most, however, make a point of avoiding me. Like I'm the plague. There are some spiteful stares, but thankfully none are nearly as intense as they were 4 years ago. I'm sure the townsfolk are only surprised to see you again after so many years. Right. Fritz and Rod lag behind us, which leaves only Emmeline walking beside me. I cannot decide which is worse, the staring or her company. Oh, Luchette, look, a street performance. It's been so long since I last watched one. Street performance? Good day, everyone. My name is Waltz, and I am here to spread some happiness and magic. The boy named Waltz snaps his fingers and colorful flower petals start to rain down from the sky. Isn't that pretty, Luchette? And are those the princesses over there? It is an honor to have you in attendance. Please accept this humble gift. He snaps his fingers and white lilies appear in his hand. Oh, thank you. The boy looks at me as if expecting some kind of reaction. When he gets nothing from me, he sighs and gives me a wry smile. I hope to see you again during my next show. We'll definitely try. He gracefully bows before moving back to his area to perform more magic tricks for a gathering crowd. There are performers like this all around Angiel. I love them. Maybe someday we'll get to see some musicians too. Those are my favorite. I do not intend to leave the palace again. But you don't like it out here? Rod and I grew up here. I love Angiel. This is my favorite part of the kingdom. I wanted to share this with you, Luchette. I know you didn't really want to come, but you still tagged along. That means a lot to me, so thank you. I did not do this for you. I am only here because the king ordered me to go out with you. I just want us to be closer, Luchette. I would like to try and be your friend. I do not want or need your friendship. No matter how you act around me, we are not and will never be sisters. I would take care to remember that if I were you. But Rod suddenly grabs my hand, pulling me away from Emmeline. Stop. He is staring daggers at me. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him angry. Rod, don't. Let me go. Both of you ought to stay away from me. I feel the heavy atmosphere as I turn to look at the people staring at us. Their expressions mirror the look of disdain I saw years ago. Anger, disgust, hatred. I begin to walk away. Princess, wait! Don't follow me. Princess! He's my knight, he has to follow me. I adjust my cloak, making sure my face is hidden from view. I never should have left the palace. As I walk around, I watch people bumbling down the streets. So carefree. They work so hard for so little reward. They could work their entire lives and never have a fraction of what I have. And yet, they are happy. And I am miserable. I heard Anise lost her job at the palace. It's true, Crown Princess Luchette made sure the poor girl was fired. I stop in my tracks at the mention of my name. Not again. Anise, was that the name of the one maid that tore Delora's dress? If so, my decision to fire her was justified. Tore my doll's dress. You're done. A palace maid cannot be clumsy. Why should I tolerate poor performance? What did I do that was so wrong? I know that Anise, hardworking and big-hearted, very good with medicine. Shame she lost her job so quickly. You know how hard the crown princess is to please. My friend at the palace says she doesn't even smile, only goes around with that cold look on her face. That's probably why they call her the Ice Princess. Ice Princess? So all the times I heard the servants saying that, I'd always suspected they were talking about me. She's the complete opposite of our Princess Emmeline. That child's an angel. We all know she should be crown princess. Annoyance begins to simmer inside me. I cannot stand hearing anymore, so I walk away. Ever since Emmeline entered my life, I am always being compared to her, and now I have become second best. I am Luchette Riella Britton, daughter of King Gennaro Britton III, and the crown princess of the kingdom of Angiel. I am of royal blood. She is nothing. There you are! Princess, you must come back with me. It is getting too late for you to remain outside. Princess? Are you alright? Are you hurt? I brush him off and turn away. No need to fuss. Let us return to the palace. Leaving the palace was physically and mentally draining. My bed is welcoming to my unusually heavy body. I turn my head and meet Delora's glassy gaze from where she sits on my shelf. I left the palace today, Delora. It was the same as all those years ago. Everyone looked at me like I was... What have I ever done to deserve those looks? How can I be so hated? Well, you are kind of a jerk, but I'm wondering which came first. Were people icy to her and then she became a jerk? Or was she a jerk and so then people are like, obviously she sucks? Ice Princess. I wish Mother was here. I look at the smiling faces of my dolls. At least I still have all of you. I yawn and stretch my arms. Good night, Delora. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Singing, but who? Oh, it's actually singing. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I blink my eyes open, only to see Delora sitting right in front of me on my bed. Moonlight spills across her delicate features. How I wonder what you are. Okay, the doll is talking. This is probably not good. Wasn't she on the shelf with all the other dolls when I went to bed? Laura? It's almost time. I pinch my cheeks to make sure I'm not dreaming. It hurts. Only 10 minutes before the clock strikes 12. I hope you're ready, Princess. What? My doll just turned into a human. How? Who are you? You know who I am. I've been watching you since the day your father gave me to you. What is happening? I don't think I've ever been so confused in my life. All the answers will come in time, but right now I'm here to give you something, Princess. Is this Cinderella's very own glass slipper? It is beautiful, too beautiful, and then a realization begins to dawn upon me. Oh, this is a curse. This is a witch. You're a witch! Smart girl, I knew you'd figure that out eventually. Now it's time to say goodbye to your precious crown. What? Sweet dreams, Cinderella. Hey, wake up, girl. Huh? Where am... Ow, my head. You have some nerve sleeping in front of my shop. Leave before a customer sees you. I was in my room. How am I here? Did you not hear what I said, you filthy child? Filthy? You would speak to your crown princess in such a manner? If you're the crown princess, then I'm the queen. You must have been knocked on the head quite hard to have such grand delusions. I am not delusional. I am Luchette Riel Britain, blood daughter of King Gennaro Britain III and the crown princess of Angiel. Right, the king never had a daughter with that witch. Is she referring to Mother? Witch? Don't pretend to be stupid, girl. I can only stare at her, puzzled. Our good king only has stepchildren, Princess Emmeline and Prince Rod. And you are most definitely neither of them. What? Now get gone before you go spouting your crazy gibberish at my customers and scare them away. With a huff, she leaves me to my own rapidly turning thoughts. I quickly realize that I am wearing tattered clothes and that I do not even have shoes on. No, 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 this cannot be happening. Something shines against my chest and I reach up to grab it. It all floods back. Delora being a witch, Cinderella's glass slipper. This is not a dream. Delora gave me the fairy tale curse. My hands begin to tremble. I must return to the palace to speak with the king. He's not going to know who you are. Let me in. Sorry, girl, but this palace is off limits to uninvited guests. You do not understand. I'm Crown Princess Luchette Riel Britain. I must speak with my father. As loath as I am to call him that, I have to. No one will believe me if I am addressing him by his title. You best leave now, nice and quiet, before we have to force you. If you would only... Make way for the king. The gates swing open and 3 horses trot out. Soldiers ride 2 of the horses while the last horse has a different familiar rider. Father! I immediately move to block the path of his horse. Soldiers move to hold me back. Your Majesty! What is this? Your Majesty, this girl is claiming to be your daughter. Daughter? Both of my stepchildren are in the palace right now. What, even Father is a part of this? Father, you must help me. A witch has cursed me. For once in your life, just once, help me. You must believe me. Tell me, where's your family, child? Why are you all alone? He looks at me with pity in his eyes. He is looking at me more kindly as a peasant than he ever did when I was the crown princess and his daughter. Dude, I think her mother must have done something really bad that she doesn't know about. I recoiled. You must be hungry. Take this. This should feed you and your family for a day or two. The kingdom offers work opportunities to those who need them. Please let your parents know. I do not want your pity. Father, please escort this girl back to her home. Make sure she gets there safely. At once, Your Majesty. I watched as my father and his 2 guards ride away on their horses, leaving me to stand in their dust. He left me alone. Again. I mean, it's not his fault this time. Where's your home, girl? There's nowhere left for me to go. Father has forgotten me. Leave me. Now look here, our orders were to leave me alone. Suit yourself, can't say we didn't try. Don't cause any more scenes, little girl. I watched with bleary eyes as the soldiers returned to the palace. How could this be happening? I stare at the small pouch in my hands. I do not know what hurts more, the fact that I've just been unceremoniously paraded away from my home like I am nothing more than a piece of garbage, or the fact that my own father does not recognize me. Oh, look at that girl's hideous dress. How difficult it is to be poor. I clutch the pouch closer to my chest as I run to an empty alley. I huddle in a corner trying to become as small as possible. I squeeze my eyes shut, hoping that when I next open them, everything will be back to normal. A dream? No matter what happens, you must not leave the palace. Why? The world is cruel. People will only ever hurt you. But they are always so nice to me. That is only because you are the crown princess. They will only ever think of what they can take from you. I am trying to protect you, my love. That is why you must never leave the palace. Dude, her mother was evil. Never leave, mother. I am the only one who will ever love you so much. Do you understand? I understand. Alright, we've finished the introduction. When I open my eyes, I am still in the streets. I must have fallen asleep. But the nightmare continues. I'm cold in my rags. I hold myself for warmth, willing some of the cold away, but fail. My feet are numb and in pain, caked in the dirt I have gathered from walking barefoot around town. Well, there's a frightful sight. Beggar probably thought she could try her luck with the nobility that lives around here. Ah, just look at how ragged she looks. What are you looking at? At 2 women that lack the basic manners of a noble upbringing. Silence, girl. Do you know who you're talking to? No, and I don't care. What nerve. Let's just go. There's no reason to stoop to a commoner's level. I will remember you, and once I break this curse, I will make you regret your words. I become acutely aware of the fact that I have not eaten anything for almost a day. I have been sitting here, thinking on the new mess that is my life. But moping around will not break my curse. Crying will not help either. I should find that witch first, but how? I have no idea where she is. Delora, I swear I will make you regret doing this to me. When I find you, I will find food first. Is this all the king thinks I am worth? Leave, girl. A dirty peasant like you is no place in this restaurant. But why? I can pay. Find another place. You're scaring away my customers. Am I not a customer? Shoo, there's nothing for you here. You just swatted me away like a fly. The nerve. Sensing this will get me nowhere, I ball my hands into fists and walk away. I get the same treatment at the next 3 restaurants I try. I am treated as something less than dirt, like my money has no real value. I am the crown princess. They have no right to turn me away like this. I have been eating stale bread at anything to keep the hunger at bay. Bread barely helps. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a small bakery. They are croissants on display that make my mouth water. Slowly, I begin to make my way over there. Ow, ow. My feet ache with every step. They look and feel even worse than before. If only I had enough coins for a pair of shoes. But food is more important. If the rags I am wearing and the pouch of money are all that I have, then I need to prioritize. And I will die before I beg. 2 croissants. You'll need to pay, girl. There are no free handouts here. I take a coin from my pouch and hand it to her. This should be more than enough. The shop owner stares at the coin before reluctantly taking it. She hands me 2 croissants in a paper bag. I will not ask where you got those coins. Are you implying I stole them? How else would a beggar like you get that amount of coin? Now be off with you, child. I won't have you scaring away other customers. Without another word, I start to walk away from the woman. So this is the goodness of the people of Angiel. I take a bite out of one of the croissants, cringing a little at the dryness. Hey girl, what now? We saw you at that shop. Want to share how you got your coins there? Excuse me. Look at her brushing us off like she's royalty or something. Let me go. You ain't no better than us. Now be a good girl and hand over that pouch. The man on my left grabs at my pouch and attempts to yank it away from me. I will not let these brutes take anything from me. I elbow the man in the stomach, then aim a kick at the other man's shin. I have an opening and I take it. What? I pull myself free and begin to run as fast as I can. Hey! Where do I go? I'm not familiar with the streets at all. It's highly likely I'm going to hit another dead end. Where should I go? Ooh, first choice. Okay. We're gonna go left. I cannot let the pain in my feet or my exhaustion stop me. If I stop now, they will definitely catch me. And taking my coins might not be the worst thing they do. A dead end. Nowhere left to run now, girl. What do I do? Oh, who are you, gentlemen? This is definitely not how you treat a lady. Huh? Who's there? A shadow looms above us. Before I can blink, a person has jumped down in front of me. His body acts as a barrier between the two men and me. Who are you? Oh, me? Just a passing gentleman concerned about a damsel in distress. He turns to the men, his expression calm, his eyes flashing dangerously. Now, shall I teach you a gentleman a lesson? He's got a sword. What? Come back here, you coward. The two of us could take him. I think your friend has the right idea. I'm not the type to show mercy. This is way too much trouble for a little gold. Are you all right, my lady? You found her. The boy from yesterday? A little slow, aren't you, kid? Don't call me that. These two know each other? I don't even know what's going on anymore. I feel ill. My head is pounding, my feet feel simultaneously like they are frozen and on fire. My stomach rumbles, the hunger coming back with vengeance. My body feels light. Princess! Princess! They know that she's the princess for some reason. Lady Parfait will be able to help her. You're right, we need to move now before anyone else sees us. Yeah. You have made the right choice. The crystal at the upper right corner indicates you have made the right choice for a particular love interest. Each color corresponds to a certain love interest. They also appear belatedly after you make a choice, so keep your eyes and ears open. Hang in there, princess. So maybe this is a romantic option here. Everything is fading. A dream? What is that in your hands, Luchette? It was hurt. I just wanted to help it, but it died. It's all my fault. It is not your fault, my love. It died because it was weak. But this is the world, Luchette. Only the strong survive. The weak get cast aside to die. You are not weak. You are strong, my crown princess, and you do not cry. Now wipe your tears. I don't want to see you cry again. Do you understand? Yes. Now get rid of that thing and wash your hands. Do you not hear me, child? Yes, mother. Oh, you're awake. Where am I? This isn't my room. My hand flies to my chest where the little glass slipper hangs from my neck. Still here. Are you okay, miss? This girl is the maid that tore Dolores' dress. The one I fired for her clumsiness. Miss? To think I would meet her again here, like this. Leave me alone. Right, of course. Here's some salve I made for you. It'll help with the pain. Now what? Haven't thought at all, have you, Ice Princess? You! Suddenly there she is. Dolores stands before me with a snide smile, looking happy with herself. She is the cause of everything I've been through. All the pain, heartache, and hunger of the last 24 hours is her fault. I try to stand, thinking to give the witch a piece of my mind, but as soon as my feet touch the floor, pain shoots up my legs. I end up falling back to the bed. Ow! You should be more grateful to the girl you just scared away. She's been taking care of you for the past 2 days. 2 days? I've been passed out for 2 days? I'm suddenly vibrating with anger. Remove the curse, now. Ha, do you think you can just command me to remove the curse in your best princess voice? What do you want, gold? What I want is worth more than all the gold you could summon in Angeal, princess. Besides, haven't you read your fairy tales? The caster cannot take a curse back. You need to focus on breaking the curse yourself if you want your life back. Mother burned the books before I could read more than one or two of them. I do not think either involved curses, just genies and trading away your voice for legs. Ah, it's good that you're awake, princess. Parfait, should you really be up and about? Don't fuss, I'm feeling much better. Are you a witch as well? Oh no, my name is Parfait and I'm a fairy. A witch and a fairy in one room, being friendly with one another? Impossible. Oh, look at her face. You weren't expecting that at all, were you, princess? What's going on? I'm sure you have many questions, princess. How do you know I'm the princess? Don't be silly, she's a fairy, of course she knows. I promise we'll do our best to answer your questions. I don't even know where to start. How do I break the curse? The necklace you've got on is one of Cinderella's glass slippers. To break the curse, you must get the second slipper, complete the pair. And how do I do that? By doing 3 good deeds. What? It's a very easy thing to do. At least for someone who knows how to be good. 3 good deeds? What does that even mean? I wouldn't even know where to start. Take heart, princess. Goodness is innate in everyone. Are you sure that's the case with this one? Delora, you're not helping. I'm a witch and I think I have more goodness in my big toe than she has in her entire body. Now you're just being mean. For every good deed you accomplish, you will get a piece of the glass slipper. When you've gotten all 3, you'll complete the pair and the curse will break. Simple. I suggest you start by polishing that attitude of yours. What else would you like to know? Why was I cursed? I mean, because I'm a jerk. Seriously, you're really gonna ask that? I wouldn't have asked if I knew the answer. You have such a temper on you. Very well. This one's got a simple answer. It's because you're a cold-hearted, cruel, wicked princess who deserves to be punished. Delora, a curse is the only way to force you to change your horrid ways. Delora, you could have put that more nicely. I'm pretty sure I was already being nice. Change? Why do I need to change? Are you completely unaware of how heartless you are to other people? The coldness you show to your stepfamily and your father? The way you treat Princess Emmeline? Why would they need to be treated any differently? You need to prove that you have some goodness in you, princess, some smidge of kindness. Why? People only show kindness when they want something from you. Dude, she's the victim of how she was raised by her mother. Her mother seems like a jerk. The instant they get what they want, they'll just throw you away. What else would you like to know? I think you know the answer to that one already, princess. You just stay where you're at. Why are you two working together? To answer that, we'll give you a bit of a history lesson. Oh, I've got this. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were 2 crystals. Dramatics aside, there is one crystal in the kingdom called Crystallum Lucius. It is powered by happiness and love. The other is the Crystallum Tenebrarum, powered by fear and anger. The strongest of the witches is the Tenebrarum bearer. The strongest of the fairies is the Lucius bearer. Parfait is the Lucius bearer. I take in Parfait's frail and sickly appearance. She is the strongest fairy? The Great War greatly damaged me. My powers are a fraction of what they used to be. And with no child, I have no successor to my burden. What does a bearer do? The bearers regulate the energy of the crystals and keep the balance between darkness and light. For centuries, the fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. Until a certain human decided to be a pest. Who was he? I knew him as Hans Gabriel Grimm. He wrote the fairy tales. And he started the feud between witches and fairies in the process. How could a single person have so much power? It was the power of his words. In Grimm's stories, the witches were always evil. The humans naturally grew to fear and hate them. They began to hunt them. Didn't the witches fight back? We aren't allowed to use our powers to cause harm. But that all changed when the Tenebrarum bearer decided revenge was more important than our promise. The witches took over the kingdom. They created the fairy tale curse to spread even more sadness and anger, to fill the human heart with negative emotions. All to fuel the power of the Tenebrarum. The delicate balance of harmony between the crystals was broken. The witches and the Tenebrarum grew far stronger than they were ever meant to be. We had no choice but to fight. and then the Great War happened. The Tenenbaum Bearer was eventually defeated. The Great War was ended with the help of an unexpected ally, but many lives were lost. The good witches suffered horribly. We still have to stay hidden in hopes of having any kind of peace. Are you trying to make me believe that there are good witches? The Tenenbaum can poison a heart and mind into darkness and cruelty. The witches put themselves at risk in working with the Tenenbaum in maintaining harmony. Some, inevitably, are corrupted. Many good witches were corrupted during the war. Most remain that way. Many do not believe it, but witches can be just as kind as fairies. And yet it wasn't a fairy that cursed me. I've done good by cursing you, princess. You'll thank me when you've broken it. Delora was not corrupted by the Tenenbaum. She is as good as they come. Hopefully you'll come to see that for yourself. I doubt it. Apart from my own inherent goodness, Parfait and I are working together because we have a common goal, which is to restore a balance between darkness and light. 3 good deeds and I get my life back. Easier said than done. You said Cinderella, didn't you? Didn't she just go to a ball and find a prince? What does doing good have to do with that? Going to a ball, finding a prince, it's also old-fashioned. No fun in that. Cinderella is a girl with a pure heart. She's always willing to help others, even when they are cruel to her. Anyway, I have brought some clothes for you. I'll leave them on the table. We'll be waiting outside. There are some people I'd like you to meet. I cannot believe this. I look down at my neatly bandaged feet. I have to admit that while sore, they are nowhere near as painful as they've been 2 days before. Here's some salve I made for you. It'll help with the pain. Why would she even care? I was the reason she lost her job at the palace. Maybe she doesn't know that. Oh, she probably doesn't remember me as the princess. But still, she has no reason to do such things for me. I ignore the salve for the time being and gingerly stand up, testing my feet for pain. The injury is definitely healing. I slowly walk over to the table and change into the clothes that have been left there. The dress is nowhere near as luxurious as the ones I wear in the palace, but is still far improved from my rags. All of my life, I've never had to lift a finger, and now, I will not let them see how much they have rattled me. I refuse to break. Just watch me. I will free myself from this curse. What is this place? There are several people in the room chatting amiably with each other. I noticed the girl that had left me the salve by the counter, serving drinks. But as soon as the people in the room notice me, the room falls into immediate silence. Well, look at what we have here. The Ice Princess herself. Huh? They know who I am? I didn't think it was true. Cursed for her cold-heartedness. As to be expected. You remember who I am, and yet you still treat me like this? Well, you aren't really a princess anymore, are you? You're one of us now, girl. Everyone, please, you shouldn't be treating a newcomer like this. Princess, let me apologize. They mean no offense. I cannot believe that. No one the people Parfait is referring to simply smirk and shrug as they meet their gazes. What is this place? Welcome to the Marchand Tavern, a home for those with the fairy tale curse. You make it sound like some kind of holiday house. Don't ruin my moment, Delora. Marchand Tavern? The Marchand was built 3 years ago when the number of cursed in Angiel continued to rise. The goal is to gather those affected so that they might help each other break their curse. Of course, I am also here to provide help as necessary. Only the cursed and those allied with our cause can stay here. The evil and wicked can never find this place. Most of the people here are cursed? How come these people remember who I am? The cursed are not affected by the conditions of someone else's curse. Your condition is simple. Everyone has forgotten you are the crown princess. But because the people here are cursed, they still remember your title. It goes without saying that fairies and witches are also not affected. Come, princess, let me introduce you to the few boarders we have at the Marchand. Parfait beckons the serving girl over. This is Anise. She helps out in the Marchand and does most of the cooking. I'm sure you understand why she's working here now. I believe she deserves an apology. Miss Delora, what are you talking about? Don't you worry your sweet little head over it. You don't remember what this Ice Princess did to you. Huh? I have nothing to apologize for. Clumsiness does not befit a palace maid. I only did what was necessary. Well, it's nice to meet you, Princess. I'm Anise Willow. I hope we get along. Really? This is how you're going to start doing good? I don't believe I asked for your opinion. Please, you two, no fighting. I hold my tongue as Parfait leads me to two people whose faces are incredibly familiar. They are faces I've seen in the palace before. This is Jurian Valente and Garlon Belrot. How did you know? Both of you were in the Order of Caldera. That's right. They were two of Sir Alcester's best knights. It was a big surprise when they both left a year ago. I only found out recently it was because they acted against Sir Alcester's orders. They were stripped of their titles and dishonorably discharged from service. What are you two doing here? We help the fairies. They and Anise are exceptions and are allowed in the tavern without the curse. Jurian and Garland lent us their strength to help protect the Marchen. Protect? So since they're not cursed, they don't know who I am either. From the witches, they would do anything to make sure their curses remain unbroken. And what about you? I am the exception. Also, I'm good. You keep forgetting the good part. Remember, not all witches are evil. Your curse is a test. A test? Originally, the wicked were cursed so that they could learn to change. Their curses were meant to teach them a lesson. I'm hoping your curse will teach you a lesson too, Ice Princess. I really am only trying to help you. I don't need you to show me how to change. I just want my life back. Well, to do that, you'll have to break your curse. Try and make some friends, Princess. They might be able to help you try to break your curse. Oh, I'd love to hang around and watch a princess try to be friendly. We have work to do, Delora. Fine. Try not to make any more enemies, Princess. The instant Parfait and Delora leave the room, the temperature drops several degrees. Now that I'm alone, I feel the cold stares return. Disgust, contempt, as if I am the reason they are cursed and have to take refuge in the Marchen in the first place. Make friends? All I've ever had are my dolls. I've never needed friends. I will break this curse on my own. Dude, I'm wondering if her mother was the Tenenbaum bearer. Like, her mother was just the witch who started the war. I think it might be leading toward that, because her mom is just not nice. Well, we are at the 1 hour mark, so I guess let me give my thoughts about this. Let's also save, because I haven't saved yet. This seems pretty good so far. I like that it has a plot of its own. Luchette does have a character of her own. She is annoying and, like, bad, but that's going to be her character arc. And they've also definitely provided explanation as to why she is that way, so that helps engender sympathy toward her, even though she's a jerk. Because, you know, it's just how she was raised. There hasn't been a lot of romance and stuff so far, but I think this story's gonna get there. But I do think that I am going to close the game for now. I would say, if you like visual novels, this is free, and it seems pretty good so far. It seems pretty well made, so I would recommend downloading it and giving it a try. But I'm gonna run an ad and then swap over to some magic, because I don't want to give too much of the story away. I think we've done just enough to be intrigued. So, yeah, I will be right back.